We're going to talk about what we call port-de-bras, and that is called wearing of the arms. That's what it means in French. And belly dancers have beautiful arms and beautiful upper body. You know, and we do this kind of stuff like this. You know, I'm going to change it so we can see my arms a little better. There we go. Okay, so and now we're not just moving our arms, right? Look at the difference of this. There, I just moved my arms versus I can move my head. Right? Or look, I move my arms up. There's a lot of subtlety of the movement. See, I move my arms up and then I need to adjust it a little bit more. Okay. For example, if I move my arms up, I'm not just moving them apart, I move them up and then it's like open up a little bit more, okay? So there's a lot going on in port-de-bras. It takes a long time to learn, to develop. And so we work bit by bit over time. Now the first thing to do, I want you to hold onto something, could be a bar or something else. I want you to notice this. See, I'm standing here, hands in front, my one arm. I want you to just see how far you can twist your arm, because the top of your arm is one bone, but the bottom part of your arm is actually two bones. So those two bones can rotate around each other. And so we can do this kind of movement with our arm. Here it is with my other arm. I just want you to hold on to the bar and see how much movement. Learn to access that movement. At first, you may not be used to it. You're kind of figuring it out, but you'll get it. Doesn't take that long to get, okay? So once you're good at that, holding on to the bar or hold on to a friend's hand, anything. Once you're used to that, now try just putting your hand there and getting the same movement, but nothing's holding on to your hand. Now that's a little bit harder, but usually if you just practice that, you go home, you're riding the bus, you're riding in the car, you're just kind of doing this. Hopefully people don't think you're too strange. You will get it. Now, the reason why we do this, because the way we hold our arms in ballet, see, I have that nice curved shape of my arm. We get these continuous curves. See, that's not curved. That's a different shape, right? There's more of an oval shape. We get that nice shape. The way we do it is by lifting our elbows. And we do that by rotating our arm. So if we just put our arm out, it'll be like this. See, my elbow is dropped. See, my elbow is dropped there. I lift my elbow, okay? So in ballet, this is right and this is wrong, okay? Now, when we're working with our port-de-bras, which is all the time, from the very beginning, from the very first exercise. So port-de-bras in ballet, think of it like running on tracks. Now, it's going to be a little more complicated skating because we get all the spine twisting that we were just working on. We don't twist our spine in ballet. So we're going to do ballet port-de-bras, and then later, when you're skating, you can adjust those to the context of what you're doing. And later on, I'll show some correlations between how we use our arms and shoulders skating versus in ballet. But right now, we're just doing ballet. So I have my arms. This is called en bas, which means down on low. And you see that, right? My shoulders aren't. So there's space under my armpits. My shoulders are pushing side, and we can work on this in person. That's really needed. Okay, so we first, it's this position en bas. Then we go to what we call first position. Now, not too high. It's about kind of at my low, chest height. Okay, so we don't want to be like this, you know, unless we're dancing with a partner and they're really tall, we have to hold them like that. No, we want to be more like that. That's first position. Now there's second position, which I was just showing. Elbows lifted. Elbows are kind of lifted the whole time, but it's especially lifted here. We don't want second position like that. We want second position there with our elbows lifted. And then we can extend our arms fully and turn the palms to the floor like that. And then we bring the tips of our middle fingers together and bend our lower arms and get back to en bas. First position, second position, rotate, down. Now what I don't want to see, a lot of people think this is pretty, but we call it an affectation, right? It doesn't help the movement. We want movement that is form follows function and it's simple and direct. Right? Simple and direct. We go right where we need to go and down. Now, if you want to make that movement different, like if you're doing Swan Lake, you want to have your arms working like swan wings. You can do that. But that's not how we train. We train in the most simple and direct way possible. And we want to extinguish all extra movement when we train. And that way, for doing only the necessary movement, only the functional movement, we get the best technique and we can move the fastest. So here's the thing. I do not want to see this kind of stuff. Right? None of this. It feels good, maybe it feels pretty, but that's not what I want to see. I want to see, right? So really the fingertip needs to be leading in a sense. Right, it leads down, right, and all the body parts bend together, so it doesn't go like this, and it doesn't go like this. It's just a nice curve down, and you can kind of work on, like, how fast does this joint have to move compared to how fast this joint has to move. So you get a nice, even, kind of gradual recurving of the arm, okay? And then the other part of port-de-bras, again, we're working only symmetrical port-de-bras here. So again, bilateral movement, like contrary motion of the right arm and left arm together. We can go all the way up. Now when we're up here, again, we're moving our arms to the sky and our shoulders down. Now here's the thing. If you say, lift your arm up, a lot of people do this. Now I lifted my arm up, but I also lift my shoulder up, okay? So when we lift our arm up, we want to bring our shoulder down. So I think of it like there's a pulley. There's a pulley right here on my shoulder, and then there's a rope on the back that goes from the back up to the pulley and then down through my arm. So if I pull that rope down, my arm goes up, but my shoulder goes down. See, pull that rope down, arm goes up, shoulder go down. So anytime we lift our arms dancing, or in ballet at least, those shoulders go down, down, okay? Whether we lift arms fast or slow, ballet, modern dance, any kind of dance. Shoulders up, shoulders down, arms up, shoulders down, okay? And that creates the space here. We want to have a long neck. See, I have a long neck. Ballet dancers have long necks. It's because we're holding our shoulders down. You know, football players, you get these guys with like very short necks, like their neck disappears. You know, it's kind of a different look. That's not what we're going for. We go for that long neck, okay? So shoulders down. So we're going to go en bas, first position, then all the way up to the shoulders. Now, all the way up to the top, shoulders down. Again, elbows sideways, and we're lifting that. There's this resistance we feel, and we should be able to, if we tilt our eyeball, look up, we should just see that our pinky's there. So we're not back like this, where we can't see, and we're not forward like this, just up here. So if we like glance our eyeballs up, we can see our pinkies. But we don't want to glance our eyeballs up. Just because our hands are going up doesn't mean we want our eyeballs to go up also. We want our eyes to be looking straight out of our eye sockets. If we want to look up, we can look our whole head up. That's good. But none of this kind of eyeball up stuff. Okay, so there we are. We can just barely see our pinky fingers in our hands, and then we come out like this. And see, we just separate our hands, keep those elbows lifted, and go straight to that second position. Then we can turn and go down. Okay? So that's the basic port de bras.